We were talking about Opus 2, number 3 in the earlier segment, and it struck me as I was doing that it might be nice to talk a little bit about the second movement. Of course, everything we say about any piece can be applied to any like piece, you know. The thing though that I was thinking about was the rests, you know, rests and how important they are. You know, the saying that the sound is important, but what's between the sounds is even more important. You know, Schnabel was very famous for having said many pianists play the notes as well or better than I do, but few understand the silences the way I do. I don't know if he said it if that's an exact quote, but it's very, very, it's apt because he certainly did. And now I thought, while we were discussing the first movement, I thought about the second movement and those rests, those enigmatic rests. How do we get over the rests? How do we play one line in a line that is divided by rests? We have this beautiful line in one of the great early slow movements of Beethoven, which is and so on. A beautiful line of music, but one that's very difficult to play due to the rests. Now, I've had many students come to me with this piece, and pretty much they get this beautiful sound, you know. As though each part, each segment is a new phrase. Well, that's hard to teach, hard to do, but it's easier to do, of course, again, if you're using a relaxed approach, a relaxed arm. The relaxed arm always makes things much more supple. But here the idea is the rest. How do I get over the rest? Physically speaking, on the piano, what you would do, I think, would be don't make a diminuendo here, and then keep your hand in that same shape, and then just lean forward into the next note. That rest is going to cause that first F sharp to die away, and then you will come in with the same dynamic that the F sharp has died away to. But the important thing is to have this don't change the shape of your hand and relax. Same thing. Now here you can make a crescendo, because this is the last one. You're going to come down. Now you've made a diminuendo there. Now you're going to come in with this a different quality of sound. Maybe even use a soft pedal on this one. You see that harmony anyway, that F sharp minor, demands a different type of sound. Now you're going to stay with that. But at the end, a little more to get into this. Again. Now, don't get lust. Here you can keep, now phrase off. Now you have a new, if you phrase this off, which is nice, now you have that interval, that tritone. You'll get a nice accent on it, kind of, when you come in. And will kick off the last part of the line. So and here a nice whole arm legato bell sound like on the F sharp. And each one a diminuendo. Now here really use the rest as a total silence, not really going on. And that lonely yet sort of hopeful last phrase, which is only going to be dashed by the E minor when you get here. So we're assuming that we're going to here, but we're not. We're going to this ominous E, and then, we're in minor. Now we're off to something else completely different. But this sets it up, and this is how, I don't know if this is the absolute proof that this will work, but what you've got is a dealing with, and I mean, you don't have to do it my way. It could be done anyway. But the way what has to happen is those rests have to become part of the line. Thank you.